It is Wednesday, the 2nd of November, 2022. We're at the eastern extremity of the Jacques Boulevard Overpass over to Highway 15. We're looking for the sun to come up, and we're looking for different alignment possibilities. So there's this alignment possibility, the pink house on top of the industrial building in St. Henry. I've already taken some moonrise alignments, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe some sunrise too. And then as we move further right, there's the church in Verdun, Dilleglise Church. I don't know what the name of the actual church is, but it's on the corner of Dilleglise and Wellington. Dilleglise, of course, means church in French. That's a bit cluttered, but I could probably, if I move around, might be able to get an interesting alignment with the two spires. And then there's this transmission tower. Further along here, not sure what that is. And then we've got these condominium buildings. I think they're on Nuns Island. A bit like standing stones, monoliths. So you could always get the sun coming up aligned with them. Okay, I'm seeing something off the left, which might indicate possibly the sun coming up, but it seems a bit too far off to the left. It might be something else. Anyhow, let's keep going here. So here, I'm noticing the church spire, the sort of the domed church spires with crosses. That could make for an interesting alignment as well. I think that might align towards the winter solstice sunrise. So I may actually come back here around the winter solstice and see if I can get a shot with, basically this angle with the sun coming up between the spires with the mountains in the background. That wouldn't be a bad solstice alignment image. Anyhow, let's see. I think that may be the sun. Yeah, so I think it's actually coming up further left than I was expecting it to. It's definitely brighter there. So let's lower the ISO. Oh yeah. Okay. Couple of birds flying this way. Let's see if I can raise the camera a little. Yeah. Oh, seagulls. Okay. But yeah, it does appear that the sun's coming up around there somewhere. So if I go further left, I can probably get it coming up between these two buildings. Oh, they're getting closer and closer together as I move further left. But let's try and do that. I'll keep the camera running. It's going to look a bit wonky, but I'm just going to keep the camera running. But it does look like the sun is coming up where that, pink upper part of the cloud is. So all I have to do is, let's just put it down for a second. Essentially all I have to do is align that with this. Let's keep going. And that's where the sun will come up. So like I said, there are software that will calculate the angle for you. Now, as I was saying, the buildings are getting closer. There's a narrower and narrower gap. So that is a bit of a problem in terms of getting an alignment. Now also those other buildings to the right are going to start moving into the away. So what do we do here? Let's keep trying. I mean, this is I'm just pissing around. I'm not, this isn't an important shoot, shall we say. I'm basically looking for where the sun does rise at this time of year, so for future reference. So yeah, let's put the camera down again. So it's obviously going to be coming up somewhere there, not over there, not over there. So the question is where. So the Dilleglise Church, now as you can see, there's a building between the two church spires and the horizon. So that sort of obliterates any possible alignment there. These are getting closer together. Also getting a bit above the horizon, so what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to keep moving. I might be able to get if I keep going left, I may be able to clear the spires, shall we say, and get alignment with the spires. Now I have traffic lights getting in the way. Okay, I think I see a spire clearing from the building. Not sure. Camera down. That's quite nice. No, the spires are still pretty. But this looks nice with the. Okay. You know what? I think I'm just gonna. This is actually kind of a quirky looking image, and move forward so people can pass behind me. Sure. So where are we here? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the sun. It'll come up somewhat to the right, but hopefully these buildings off to the left will make for a somewhat interesting image. Yeah, let's adjust the exposure. So we're at f11, ISO 64, which is the base ISO for this. Oh, there it is, right behind. Yeah, okay, so that's the sun right behind that apartment building. So if that apartment building wasn't in the way, I actually would have an alignment with the two church spires at this point. But that building gets in the way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the sun rise where it is. It's not a bad image, it's kind of interesting. Then as it gets higher, we'll move off to our left a bit and try and get it aligned with the building there on the left. But for the time being, we have a pretty interesting image. I'm debating if I should switch to stills to get a still image. Wouldn't hurt. And then come back to shooting some video. We got some nice stuff going there in terms of shadows. So to shoot a still or not to shoot a still. Some cameras allow to shoot stills while you're shooting video, but I'm pretty sure this one doesn't. So I have to make a decision here. Well, that was kind of nice to see. You know what? I'm going to just dispense with the still photography for now. We'll stick to what I will say that there is a difference between what we're seeing here on the screen and what I'm seeing with the eye. The sun definitely has more color in it. It's basically a goldy orange ball. Unfortunately, digital does cause the sun to burn out, shall we say. I'm just adjusting the exposure, making it darker. But even so, you know, even stopping down almost a full stop there, if not more, the sun is still washed out. I'm getting some nice birds flying through the scene here. And again, like, you know, we see the tops of the spires of the church on Dilleglise Street in Verdun, but any alignment possibilities are basically destroyed by that building, which is probably on Mount Island. May not be, might be on the main island here. anyhow, this is kind of an interesting image. Okay, now the sun's completely clear, getting higher. So I think I will see what I can do about getting, it's actually, as we can see, the diameter of the sun is larger than the gap between the two buildings now, which is what I was afraid would happen. So even if I do align it, it's going to be partially eclipsed, shall we say. I'm noticing my battery's starting to go too, which is strange because it was pretty full when I started. It could be cold. So what do we do here? Yeah, well, it was kind of nice. I'm noticing, the 4 buildings to the right, somewhat monolithic. So I may see where I need to stand to get in alignment with them for future reference. Let's just move off to the left, see what will happen with the tower. So, yeah. What do we got here? Okay, still got to move further left if I want to align. But as we can see, the gap is getting narrower and narrower.